everybody, and welcome to another video in my series where I listen to classic albums for the first time. And today, as you can see, I am listening to Hot Rats by Frank Zappa. Now this is going to be an interesting one, because as far as I know, I have never heard any Frank Zappa. I'm pretty certain there's a slim chance I might have an odd track that's come on a cover mount CD at some point. But probably not. But if so, I may have heard a track, but it obviously hasn't made an impression at all in any way, so I don't remember it. This album, Hot Rats, was suggested to me by a viewer. I foolishly, when I was making a note of all the suggestions, didn't make a note of who suggested them. I will have a search, see if I can find who suggested it, and pop it on the screen now if I have. Either way, thank you very much for suggesting it. I don't really know what to expect, apart from a talented musician. But that's about as far as I know. I've no idea if I'm going to like this or not. I'm hoping I do. This copy is it was new and sealed. Bought from HMV in a sale they had during the first lockdown. And this is the 50th anniversary translucent hot pink 180 gram pressing. Limited edition celebrating Frank Zappa's legendary 1969 solo outing pressed at Palace. So yes, that's the gatefold. Nice polyline sleeve on translucent pink. So yeah, as I say, really don't know what to expect from this. Hoping I enjoy it. Find out in a second. Oh, that was good. I really liked that. Yes. Blown away by that, to be honest. Really enjoyed that. So I'll go through the tracks. I haven't got much to say on the tracks because the album is 95% instrumental, and it's always hard to talk about. I personally always find it hard to talk about instrumental tracks. But I can just sort of talk about the feel of them anyway. So it opened with Peaches on Regalia, and it comes in with a bang, pounding drums to start it off. Struck me on this song, and to a large extent throughout the album, the unusual instrumentation on it. Lots of clarinets, lots of funny organy sounds, including at times harpsichordy type sounds, lots of unusual percussion on it. Really, and I don't know if it's this particular pressing or it's all the versions of the album. This is a 2008 remaster by Bernie Grundman, who I know is a well-respected engineer. But you could hear every instrument. It was a great sounding record. Yeah, just a great instrumental track. Really, good tune and really great playing on it. Really liked that. Then it went into Willie the Pimp, which is the only track with vocals. And I'm going to sneeze. Then it went into Willie the Pimp, which is the only track with vocals. Captain Beefheart provides the vocals on here. I don't think I've ever heard Captain Beefheart before. When his vocals started, I thought, oh, but I quickly thought, oh, actually, no, I quite like his vocals. Yeah, didn't mind his singing style at all, really. It is how long is it, 9 minutes? Yeah, 9-minute 25 track. The vocals are over by probably about third minute. It's just sort of a little verse. And when that's done, there's a little shouted bit about 30 seconds later, and then the rest of the track is all instrumentation. Great guitar on this track. It probably musically had all it had to say by about 4.5 minutes, but the playing was so good that it didn't really matter. And then right at the end, violin comes in, and I really liked that as well. Another strong track. Track 3 is Son of Mr. Green Jeans. Another great instrumental. Again, unusual instruments on it. as I was listening to it, I thought, oh, this sounds like a soundtrack to an awesome film, was the phrase I've written down. There's just lots of chopping and changing, and you could almost picture, you know, a 70s blaxploitation type film being played out to it. Really like that. Side 2 opened with Little Umbrellas, and side 2 overall was probably a bit more jazzy. Jazzy bass opening on this one, and the whole track has got a jazzy feel, but it's also got some medieval type vibe at certain points, partly due to the instrumentation, partly due to the actual melody they were playing. But again, another strong track. Then it went into the Gumbo Variations, which is just shy of 13 minutes long, 12 minutes 55. Is it too long? Possibly a bit, but it's sort of split nicely into sections, so although the underlying rhythm is pretty much constant throughout the track, it's sort of split into 3 sections, sort of. First section, it opens, nice guitar, driving guitar riff, and saxophone over it. When the guitar drops out and you've got a sax solo, guitar comes back in for a bit, and then you've got a really long sax solo, and that gives away in the middle third to a violin solo, but it's a treated electric violin. I don't know if it's an electric violin as in the instrument, but the violin has certainly been treated electronically to give an electric sound. At times you could quite easily think it was an electric guitar being played, but then something happens and you think, oh no, that's definitely still violin. Then the last section, guitar comes back in, then you get a bass solo, and then the violin comes back in, and they're all sort of playing together at the end. Again, as I say, could have outstayed its welcome, didn't quite, but enjoyed that a lot. And then it ended with It Must Be a Camel, which is again probably the most jazzy track on the album, but it's still got the occasional rock flourish on it, but again just magnificent playing. Got to give credit to Ian Underwood, who plays the keys on this and all the wind instruments, flute and horns. It's his album, I would say. Much as Zappa's guitar playing is amazing, and the various guest drummers and violinists, I think the highlights for me were the keys and the sax. But yeah, as I say, really, really enjoyed that album. So I want to know where I go next with Zappa. I know Zappa's a dangerous one to get into because there's a hell of a lot of stuff out there. He was very prolific. I can't imagine I'm going to end up getting everything. But for those of you who like Zappa, what are the key albums that I need to start with at least? Because, yeah, really enjoyed that and want to hear more. So, yes, Frank Zappa's Hot Rats, classic album, most certainly. One I'm thrilled to have in my collection. So, this is my series where I listen to classic albums for the first time. I wouldn't have heard that if one of you hadn't suggested it. Again, mystery suggester, who hopefully is no longer a mystery because I've put it on screen. Thank you very much. So I need your suggestions. They must be classic albums that are on classic albums lists. If I start going into just send me your favourite album, it's just going to be a very deep well. So I'm sticking to just classic albums that people say everyone should hear. I want to be one of those everyone who has heard most of them. So please either message down below. You can contact me through Instagram. My YouTube email is below. You can email me on there to suggest things. Twitter, any way you want, suggest to me classic albums that are on the classic albums lists. Don't worry if you think I might have already heard them. If I have, fair enough. But I might not have, in which case, great, another one for the list. That's about it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.